All right. Good morning. Let's do this. Good morning. Happy Monday. Monday, June 23rd. Let's see what we've got here. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. I hope everybody kept it green last night. If you guys traded the volatility. I actually opened some new accounts today. I passed some Apex evals. So took advantage of that 50% BOGO deal, buy one, get one free with Funded Futures Network. So I'm going to start trading that one today. Slowly building up my PAs over at Apex. Mr. PR77, good morning. Good morning to everyone. What do we got here? All right, so let's take a look at higher time frames. Looks like the bulls want to come back in control. We talked about this overall bulls in control thesis, right? We talked about this last week, throughout the week. We had a little push down with all the Iran-Israel news, and now we're slowly creeping back up. But we're still in this overall range, right? Indecision, no break above 150 or anything below 650 area. That is the overall range we look at. The bears did attempt yesterday with that flush down on the open morning mode, but we pushed right back up. So let's see what we've got. We got a couple of levels to look at. We're overall, if we look at the overnight session, bulls have been in control. They've been stair-stepping it. Pajama traders have been pushing this up, right? You have a tight channel there, and then you have an overall channel right here. So if you look at the overall ascending channel, it has been respecting both for resistance. The middle of that channel has been resistance during the early morning, and then now providing support for that push up. Then we flush right back down to the bottom, and we're right back in the middle. Good morning to everyone. So as you guys heard me say before, bulls will stair step it, bears will take the elevator down, and that was that flush. And those are the plays you usually see me look for throughout the morning session, or just in general when I'm trading, usually watching these channels. So now we flushed, we came back to the top. We talked about this middle becoming support. It was resistance. Now again, building resistance, right? The middle of that channel and creating a push down. We'll see. Let's see what happens down here. Overall, I mean, you look at the overall overnight session, bulls have been pushing, but not above any levels, right? That 930, 950 area would be an area if they can push above overnight high right here. Then, the bulls probably have a thesis to continue to way up, but it's still range bound, big range, right? We came all the way down to what did we come down to yesterday? The 500s, right? 569 and an immediate bounce. So the bulls held that level. But trend is your friend. Overnight movements have clearly been to the upside. Let's take a look at the 15-minute real quick. Clearly pushing. But again, that's pajama traders, very little volume. Let's see what happens. All right, so today we got news at 9:45 PMI. So I guess let me set a timer then, so I don't get caught in a position if I'm trading around that time. 9:45, that we need a timer at 9:40. So that is 20 minutes. 20 minutes from now works. Okay. Key levels for the bulls during this 950 area, right? The overnight high. If we can continue to push to previous day high, and if they're just going to ride this today and U.S. economy basically say, hey, we don't care. War is bullish. U.S. is in control. Not much Iran can do at this point, and the Iran issue is done, and let's get right back to business and continue to push the market up. Yeah, Mo, I passed my Apex evals last night. I did take a long after the flush and passed some Apex evals, so I opened up some my funded futures for today. So I'm copy trading my funded futures. I took advantage of that BOGO buy one get one free sale, and I'll be copy trading some PAs. But I got like 5 or 6 evals that from Apex that passed last night, so those could be left untouched. Good morning to everyone. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, and more importantly for everyone, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post content. All right, we're 5 minutes away. Let's continue to watch what happens with this overall buying channel. They've been stair-stepping it. We had a flush already, so I can see a push up, probably an exaggerated push above to the 950 area, and that will be the area that we look at for continuation or a possible pullback. But let's be patient. We got 9:45 news today, PMI. So overall, I could see another push to this channel. We already had that stair-stepping flush, right? The bulls stair-step it and then the bears flush it. We already had that play. I was setting everything up and watching for it, but completely missed it. No biggie. But let's see. We got this 950 area, overall big picture, right? If we go back to the overnight session, they've attempted 1, 2, 3 times to push above and rejected. So technically range bound at that high, right? You look at this, even going back to Thursday, Friday levels, this 950 area has been tested multiple times, and we've been just going back and forth. Even with this sharp pullback where that 580 held, we came right back up and came to, well, look at these, the Friday's levels. This is the short that I was trying to long, and then finally, if you watch the video over on Saturday, I finally shorted, I think, this play, and I captured 80 or 90 points here, but it was based off of that 920 level that held throughout the morning session on Friday, and it's been a critical level throughout, right? If we look at June 18th, this was provided support, that 920, 930 area providing support. I'd say 930, 950 providing support for the earlier part of the week. Then it became resistance, 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 and now we're looking for the flip today. If the bulls are going to push above, we need to see that push up, come back, test that 930, 950 area, and continue up, or the range continues, we pull back. But based on what we saw last night, based on, Iran really not bringing anything to the table in terms of retaliation, at least yet, this could be ride the bulls today. All right, we got 3 minutes. Let me stop yapping away before I miss the open. We take a look at some news, if there's anything in the headlines right now as far as Iran, Israel, or anything. There's that flush to the 200 SMA. If the bulls are going to ride this, I hope we get a little bit of a flush down here, and that could be a good entry. Let's find out. Be patient. But keep in mind, a lot of people are waking up bullish after seeing all this, after confirming that, the market was not going to crash with the U.S. getting involved. So you also have to look at it that way. Last night, a lot of people were looking to short, and a lot of people got burned. Fortunately, if you were tight with your stops, even if you shorted, you had clear areas to long and just flip your bias. So good morning to everyone. We got 2 minutes. Let's do this. Mo, I agree with you. I'm also going to be very careful. A lot of people are bullish this morning. So, I mean, we can play some tight scalps, not go too crazy. All right, 45 seconds. Casino opens in 45 seconds. Win, lose, or draw. Let's do this. So now we are out of this initial channel that we talked about during the overnight. Let's see. Five seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. So initial flush down. Continuing to push down. Let's give it some time. Got news at 9:45. No need to go crazy just yet. It's Monday. I'd be interested somewhere around the 800 level. See what happens at these areas. I mean, if we continue, then we got a little situation. See if there's a stronger push. This could be the bounce area. Continuing to push. Looks like we got further downside on this move. There's some strength here. See if the 200 SMA holds here on the higher time frames. Otherwise, we got a flush to the downside. It's a nasty. This is what we talked about. Everybody came in bullish. And not that it can't flip, but it's going to flush a lot of bulls out before it gives us the move. This area is critical. We need to either bounce here and that's it, or we got further downside. Going to be a little patient. Watch this be the day that you don't need to be patient on this bounce. But I've been caught a couple times a little too early on bounces, so let's learn from the mistakes. So this area being tested again, and now we got 2-3 ticks below the previous candle. So it looks like we have another leg to the downside. Patient on this area. Being patient. All right, let's see what other levels we have here then. That 700 level is probably next. This area could be, this was prior resistance. I got trapped on similar play last week, so let me give it some more time for this push down. Here's the bottom of that ascending channel forming. Tight one. Okay. This is the area where I longed on Friday, and I added right around here and didn't realize that that was the top of the channel forming. So we could have this little push up here and then push right back down. If it breaks out of this descending channel right now, then we got to bounce. Otherwise, this is a very similar trap to what I got caught on Friday, but we'll see. This is the bounce area. There's time. And today we get a clean bounce, so missed that one. Let's see if it gives us any type of pullback, or if it's a full V recovery, then we'll have to see if there's any pullback we can get on this. News in about 9 minutes. Yeah, that long. I was waiting for 3 candles and only gave us 2 on the bounce, and because of some of the mistakes last week, didn't long it there, but clearly there was a bounce. It's all right, we gotta let it go and wait for the next setup. So we tested previous day low, bounced. So bears unable to continue this move to the downside. For bears to be in control, they do have to push it below prior day low. Failed on this attempt, and strong bull bounce. So previous day low held, that takes away from the bear push completely. All right, let's see if there's some chop and we get another test down here, and if it's going to be this wild, then we'll have to play wild. If it's just a continuation and this is the bounce, the V bounce, then I'm going to have to wait for a pullback of some sort. All right, we're looking at a full V recovery. Some nasty action. That was about 100 points down and 100 points right back up. So we're gonna have to be very careful. Trade stops. Wrong direction, it's gonna be the wrong direction, get out. Right direction, you'll know pretty quickly. All right, news in 6 minutes. So at this point, I'll probably be hands off until the news, and then we figure out with this V recovery how to participate if the bulls are going to continue their ride to the upside. Let's see if we get some more volatility and we have another strong push to the downside, and make some decisions after the news at 9:45. We have EMI. For anybody new to the channel, or do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe, and more importantly for everyone, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post content. All right, so we came right back up to that 880 pivot point, and again, initial rejection up there. That was a wild V recovery, but I'm going to be hands off at this point. I got 4 minutes to the open. Let's see, to the news, PMI news. So let's see what that does, and then try to participate somehow on these moves. So far, we had a 100-point crazy V recovery, but that's nasty NASDAQ. All right, so Friday's low held. So if the bears want to start moving this down, or for any of us to be in a bear bias, we have to be below previous day low to consider that, right? We're not. We came, tested, and that held pretty strong as we just watched. So bull bias. Question is, how do we participate? Where do we participate? And we'll have to wait for the news, see what 9:45 brings us. And then we have the opening range being established. Might take a stab at an order play with a 15-minute opening range breakout to the upside. But with news, gotta be patient. All right, that's my alarm that the news is in 2 minutes. So let's continue to watch here. That was a very strong bounce. Need this news to happen so that I can participate here. right, 1 minute. 1 minute to the news. In Middle East news, Iran is looking to disrupt worldwide oil supply by closing the Strait of Hormuz. See other headline news. All right, 15 seconds. Ten seconds. All right, let's see what this brings us. All right, non-eventful. Looks like we're going to push up here. NQ wanting to pop. So possibly a pop to this area for either continuation or final rejection. Say the bottom of the channel providing the resistance, unable to get back into this channel, but it's pushing. I think we're going to get a quick pop to this area, and then we'll see what happens. Or will you stay range bound again? It's the same range we played on Friday. And indecision. This is an interesting headline. Marked man. Iranian officials plan to remove supreme leader. So now, within Iran, it looks like they're trying to remove the Ayatollah. Wow. All right, not much, nothing burger with the news, but I mean, NQ looks like it's building some consolidation liquidity here for another push up. If that's the 15-minute opening range breakout to the upside, we'll see how we can participate here. It's been choppy. Still attempting to get back into this overnight ascending channel, coming back into it now. Again, probably looking into a pop up here. Grinding, looking to push above 900. Orb, 15-minute opening range breakout players are getting excited right now. That's their breakout to the upside. And looks like we got a 15-minute opening range breakout. I'll look for the test of this middle and probably hop on along. Take a little bit of a pullback here. Let's see if we can get some push. Tight stop. If we come back and test this wick right here and we fail, then I'll have to kill it. But let's see if we can get a 15-minute opening range breakout. Pretty weak though. And it could be a look above and fail on that 50-minute opening range breakout. I'll have to give it a little bit of breathing room if it comes back and test. Not liking a breakout this week for sure. Okay, it needs to bounce there or I will clip it. Come on, push. Just came and tested the 9. Is this going to be the savior candle, or this is the high of this move and I'm going to have to clip and find another entry? Breakout, pretty weak. Looks like it found some bounce there. As far as target, let's just in case we get a wick up here, let's target that overnight high for now. But it is pretty weak. May have to clip it. I'm not liking it's building. But that's also the tease to hold you in a trade, and then it flushes you right down. So, not getting too optimistic on this. I don't like that wick. So middle of that channel providing the resistance to the upside. We're going to need to break pretty soon, or the longer I stay, the higher the risk of the flush. Needs to push with strength above this prior wick. Otherwise, this is just a topping, and you know, time to call it quits. Not liking it. Looks like topping behavior to me. We do push, you'll see the big breakout right there, and then I'll see, no, it's topping. It's not breakout behavior, or it could be very slow breakout behavior. Not convinced just yet. I'm going to drop this a little bit so I don't get caught like last time with a aggressive TP close to a level. We are at the 200 SMA on the 30-minute. We just tapped it, so I have to be very careful that there could be a rejection here. It's not pushing with strength. And I don't want to take another pullback. We just tapped the 200 on the 30-minute. It's going to push. It needs to push with strength. This is a very key resistance area. So I can't get my hopes up that there's going to be a strong push. We've clearly seen it struggle. So I'm going to have to negotiate a stop in the green versus taking the full pullback. I'm looking for strength to the upside, not consolidation. That's a strong rejection. And if there's no bounce in the next candle or so, gotta call it quits. It's a 200 SMA on the 30-minute. Not to say it can't push, it just needs a lot of strength. Bulls need to show force today. And if not, there's another pullback here, and I'll probably have to find another entry for a long. All right, at this point, I do have to take profit, see profit, take profit. I'm going to have to negotiate a stop. I'm not liking this. As much as I want to let it breathe, 200 SMA on a higher time frame is a strong level of resistance. Bulls have to show force, and they're not giving me that just yet. $200 SMA on the 30-minute is providing the resistance here. And I'm waiting for a launch, but the launch isn't happening, and it could be a launch to the other side. There's that flush, touch of the 9, and if we don't bounce here, clipping it. We need to bounce pretty quickly. Just touch the 9, unable to push below the 9, but also not bouncing with force. That bull flag needs to play out pretty quickly, otherwise we're just topping in this area, and we'll need to either take a loss or negotiate some see profit, take profit. If it pushes above this level, then we might have a play here. Okay, attempting to push above the 200 on the 30-minute. For those of you asking, what the hell is JC talking about? Right, this is the 200 SMA, that red line. Looks like we're building, you know, it could have gone two ways, building resistance and push right back down. Looks like the bulls are trying to establish some positioning there as a bounce. Here we go. All right, we got, that's 700 bucks in the green across all accounts. Copy traded. So we played the 50-minute opening range breakout. I waited, I didn't take it here. I waited for the bounce, then we pushed right back up. I think that was a good trade. 50-minute opening range breakout, that's an indicator on most platforms if you're not familiar with it. It highlights the top and the low. If you remember last week, I was out of focus and I missed a breakout to the downside. So I think the learning lesson today, because of what I went through on Friday, I was very resistant to long here, even though it was a level. I have it here as a level. There was that clear 1, 2, 3 V pattern. Missed it, I saw it. But this was emotional fear based on what I went through on Friday. You got to learn that you were wrong, but you still have to be robotic in taking the trade. So I won't beat myself up. This was probably just building confidence back up after trying to long a down play on Friday. But you got to understand, directional plays only happen, what, maybe 1 to 5% of the time you're going to have a directional play like Friday. Most of the time you're going to have chop, right? That's why I do well. It's because I am not afraid. Well, today I was. You saw me trying to long, but you got to understand that you're going to be wrong on directional day. My style of trading is going to be wrong on directional days, and it's going to be brutally wrong. And it's not the first time you guys see me take some losses on directional days, but you got to realize that's only a percentage of the true movements with NQ. Most of the time you're going to have chop, and as long as you can control those directional days and flip pretty quickly, which I didn't, you'll be fine. So this was the trade of the day. The opening range breakout played out. I think I'm okay with that entry. I didn't FOMO in on the first one. We waited for the pullback, then to push up, and entered there. Targeting that overnight high. Drop the take profit a little bit just so that I don't get caught in any nasty pullback. That's 700 bucks in the green. I think I'm done. That's across all accounts. You guys know I'm usually a one trade and done guy, or 1 to 3 trades. Maybe what I'll do I have any evals that are close to passing? Hold on. No. All right, I'll stay on, but that was a nice trade. 50-minute opening range breakout, played out. And captured 35 points, so 700 bucks in the green. I'll take it. But because I copy trade, you guys won't see me rotate accounts. That's why I'm usually trying to take 1-3 trades max, because I'll be done with all of them versus having to day trade throughout the day, rotating all of the accounts that I trade. As you notice, I'm okay with this out. The overnight high is providing initial, consolidation resistance. That was the target. We took the out there as the TP, and I'm okay. In terms of risk to reward, we captured 30 points, and we took how much drawdown here? 07. about 10 points a drawdown for 30 points. It's a good trade, 1 to 3. And now the as far as the bulls are concerned, and for anybody looking to continue to trade, here's your key indicator, the 30-minute, right? The 200 SMA, that's a strong indicator. We did not budge here. It's one thing to have a 200 SMA on a 1 minute, a 5 minute, and a 15 minute, but we pushed, and we did not take a pullback on that 200 SMA. Bulls are in control, and this is going to be a continuation to the upside today, at least for now. How'd everybody do? Anybody else take any trades? Any trades? Are you guys in the green? Did you guys capture? You guys probably, some of you probably entered that long down here and probably rode some bigger profits. All right, there's the push up. We talked about 950, right? We are now above. We have now pushed above 950, right? Which was the level, the overnight high, and that level from last week. So I think bulls are going to make their stance today. This is the economy saying we're done. Iran is not an issue. Let's move on. And that was probably the catalyst that the market was waiting for. And you know, we'll just have a strong green day. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. More importantly, hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I post content, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Continues to push up. If I really want to participate in this at this point, wait for a pullback. I'm comfortably in the green now, $700 across all of my accounts. Got a nice little opening range breakout play to the overnight high. This play right here, we watched for the initial breakout, the test, the confirmation of that breakout. We entered, took the overnight high as the target, and captured nice 30 points with minimal drawdown on this play. So right now, 30 points, about 35 points, $700 in the green right now. Across all accounts, probably done. Much as you guys just want to tune in and see trades after trade. I do have some questions though. I've been looking at algo trading. I think I'm looking for tools, right? We know that institutions and successful traders use algos, right? Use quant, whether it's automatic or manual. I ran across a company called AlgoBox. If any of you have feedback or know about AlgoBox or any other algo, I am looking for some type of algo solution where I trade the open just like you saw me, and then I day trade throughout the day. Some of you know that here in Arizona, I have been working with a actual trading firm here, and a lot of those guys are algo driven, very robotic. So I'm looking to add algo into my trading, not necessarily for the open, but possibly day trading for the rest of the day and doing it live. So if any of you have feedback, let me know. You can also, I'm in the Discord. You can hop on the Discord via the website, or I'm pretty sure I have the link here in the description of this video. Join that the trading community. I'm starting to get active, or a little more active, both on Discord and now live streaming. But yeah, I am looking to add algo automated trading into my trading. Hopefully within the next week or two, I will start a session outside of the open. In other words, I'll do my open with my style, kind of like what you saw today, and then, day trade throughout the day, algo driven, which is a lot of fun. I've seen it live with some traders, professional traders out here in Arizona, and looking for something for retail traders. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so remember that 950 area we were talking about, initial rejection, we did pop up. Was that an a look above and fail? Everybody's been watching that level since last week. Is this a trap for the breakout above this significant level of 950? This is the overnight high, but it's also the range coming back to Friday, right? I got killed on Friday for the morning session, but then I realized, okay, we're using 900, 920 as the top of a range, and I shorted that. If you watch the Saturday video, you'll see my recovery from Friday with a beautiful 80 point trade, shorting the I think it was like 920 or 900 that I shorted. So we're in the 970s. Question is that a look above and fail this 950, or now we're just taking a little mild pullback for continuation to the upside? Do me a favor, if you haven't done so, smash that like, smash that subscribe, hit that notification bell. I know a lot of you just kind of hop on, hop off. There's a lot of talented traders out there, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you missed today's trade, if you're just tuning in, I took one trade, the 15-minute opening range breakout, the ORB as they call it. Waited for the confirmation of that breakout and took 35 points, so I'm comfortably $700 in the green across all accounts with one trade. I usually try to be done within the first half hour to an hour, so I think I'm done, but let's see. I passed a couple of evals last night, so let me see if I have any account or any eval that is close, and maybe what I'll do is take another trade with one account. But as far as PAs and some sim-funded accounts that I've copy trading through Tradesyncer, done. Done for the day. $700 in the green. Let me know how you guys are doing. Anybody in the green, red? What kind of trades did you guys take? Otherwise, I'm going to take a little break. You guys have any questions? And again, I know everybody's hopping on and off. You got multiple streams. You got this streamer, that streamer. I used to do the same thing. But as far as right now for me, I'm thinking of calling it a day with one trade. Let me see if I find another account. Maybe what I'll do is just trade one account. All right, I turned the trade copier off. Let's see if we got some more. See if there's any more action here. And looks like that 9 EMA is providing the support for the push up. Now I guess, are we going to push above this, or are we going to potentially double top there? But based on this pullback and nice little bounce, I would suspect we're going to continue to push up. We are above now 950 comfortably with a pullback. This could technically be the test pullback, and bulls are in control, and let it ride. Let it ride. But because, again, I already captured the trade that I was looking for, then I'm done. 700 bucks in the green, I'll take it. Now that's 700 bucks across multiple accounts. These are sim evals and sim funded. I have some PAs and sim funded accounts, but nonetheless, 700 over technically above a $15,000 day. I don't like to say $15,000 because it was one trade and it was copy traded, and this is simulated trading, right? I'm trading props, but nonetheless, pushing towards the journey of a payout. Hopefully next week we can get some payouts, a request. Again, for anybody watching, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am trading simulated accounts, prop firms, whether it's evals or sim funded. Still the same thing. These are simulated trades. Very important. Don't want to mislead anybody. All right, another test of that 9 and the 20 SMA. I know a lot of people play the 9. However, the 9 provided that fake little test there. That's why I like the 20. But I am watching the 9 EMA and the 21 EMA, different colors. Some of you love the 9 and 21. For me, it looks like the 20 is still the play, or the indicators that I prefer. Down here, this breakout candle, I'll have to journal and see why I didn't play the break of the 20 and the 200 when they were right here. Again, probably yapping away, but that was another telltale sign. When you break above the 20 and the 200 like that, you don't reject. So let's see what else we have here. Like I said, I think that is it for me, but I'll hang out for a little bit. Captured my 35 points. That's all I need, and I'm done. Across multiple accounts, that adds up. That's a $700 trade right there per account. All right, so we came back, tested 20, the 9 EMA, 1, 2, bull flag formation. Never short a bull flag, right? Boom. Psst. Blast off. There it is, blast off. Easy little bull flag there. How high will it go? It's pushing. All right, that was a 20-point pop on a bull flag. Now we're testing that 22,000 level. And are we going to go right back up to Friday highs all the way up to 22,200? The market just saying, yeah, Middle East, not a problem. Iran threatening with oil, not a problem. Actually, talking about oil, where is oil today? Did oil just push to the downside? Oh yeah. So accurate market inverse playing out today. The market goes up, oil goes down, and no threat, I guess, with Iran threatening to close that oil passage. All right, so bulls clearly took over the overnight high. We came up, we had some little consolidation. We had that bull flag, we pushed up, we're continuing to push up. But like I said, I'll continue to watch the market. If anybody is just tuning in, technically just took my one and done trade, 35 points here in the green, $700 on each account. So about 15K plus in the green. And I was done within the first half hour of the open. All right, let's take a look at some headlines. Let's see what's going on in the Middle East. Let's see if the market gives us a stronger pullback. Maybe I'll get interested in hopping on a long. Nothing Middle East related. I mean, nothing that we haven't heard over the weekend. So it looks like no new news, just the same news from the weekend with the whole Iran. Trump is meeting with his security team. Yeah, I'm not seeing any crazy news. All right, we're attempting to push some of the Friday levels. Was that Friday? No, that was Friday 7 a.m. Some of the Friday overnight levels. Market taking a little break after that strong push up. right there at the bottom of that channel, about strong 50. It's a nice opportunity unless we get the flush to the downside.
Well, thank you
All
for
right,
joining us this morning.
struggling up here.
Last night on President Trump's orders, U.S. Central Command
Could it be the end
conducted
of
a
that
precision
ascending
strike
channel or just
in the middle of the night
normal
against 3
consolidation?
nuclear facilities in Iran,
We are
Fordow,
tapering within
Natanz,
this
and
channel,
Isfahan,
right?
in order to
Although we
destroy
pushed up with
or
strength,
severely
then we
degrade
came into a
Iran's nuclear
consolidation
program.
zone.
And as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs
And now the
will
tapering
demonstrate, it
could
was
signal the
an incredible and
push to the
overwhelming
downside, and you have a strong
success.
flush out of that channel,
The order we received from our commander-in-chief was
or
focused,
just standard bull
it was
flag
powerful, and it was clear.
consolidation. Technically, you
We
got
devastated
another
the Iranian
bull flag
nuclear
right
program.
there, a little tighter.
It's worth noting
and
the
you'll see a
operation did
pop.
not target Iranian troops or the Iranian people.
It's tight.
For the entirety of his time in office, President Trump has
So
consistently
you got
stated for
your
over 10
20
years
SMA, the 90 EMA, the
that
bottom of
Iran
that channel
must
has
not
the
get a
basing, and
nuclear
then
weapon.
strong
Full
little bull
stop.
flag entry right there.
Thanks to
Boom.
President Trump's bold and visionary leadership and his commitment to peace through strength, Iran's nuclear ambitions have been obliterated. Many presidents have dreamed of delivering
that breakout
the final
play?
blow to Iran's nuclear program,
Or is that topping?
and none could until President Trump. The operation President Trump planned was bold and it was brilliant, showing the world that American deterrence is back. When this president speaks, the world should listen. And the U.S. military, we can back it up. The most powerful.
Anybody new to the stream wondering what the hell I'm
Has
doing?
ever
I
been.
took
No
my
other
trade
country
already.
on planet
I
Earth
took the 50-minute
could have
opening range
conducted
breakout
the
play.
operation that the chairman
For
is
anybody
gonna
new to
outline
Quant Tower, because I know
this
some of you are
morning. Not
mainly
even
Ninja or
close.
Tradeify, these arrows are my entries
like
and my
Soleimani
exit. This
found
was a
out in the
long
first
entry
term.
on the 15-minute
Iran
range
found out when
breakout.
POTUS says 60 days
Also
that he
using the
seeks
bottom of this
peace and
channel as the
negotiation,
basing, and we
he
captured
means 60
35
days
points,
of peace
$700 in the
negotiation.
green per account.
Otherwise,
One
that
trade,
nuclear program, that nuclear
and I was
capability
technically
will not exist.
done
He meant it. This
30 minutes
is not
into
the
the New
previous
York Open.
administration.
All right, so we're seeing some dojis
President
here.
Trump
We're seeing some
said
struggling.
no nukes. He seeks peace, and Iran will
Struggling.
take
Struggling
that
up there.
path. He sent out
Maybe
a truth
another
last night
pullback, and
saying
then
this:
the ramp and the push up.
any retaliation
It's tight, so
by
it's gonna be
Iran
it's gonna be a
against the
tight,
United
strong
States of
move either
America
direction.
will be met with
It's
force
you're in
far
a
greater
10, 20 point
than what
range
was
now for
witnessed
1,
tonight.
2, 3 for about 10 minutes.
Signed the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Iran would be smart to heed those words. He's said it before, and he means it. I want to give recognition to the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Joint Staff, General Eric Kurilla at CENTCOM, who did a phenomenal job, he and his staff, all of CENTCOM. Policy across the board, this was a joint effort, and across the Pentagon effort. I want to recognize the pilots who flew those bombers, who flew those
With
fighters.
consolidation area
Flew
or the
those
tapering
freaking
of this channel, what we're looking
warriors.
for is,
I
are
wanna
we going to
recognize
test the
the
bottom
sailors
of this and
on
break
those
below, or
destroyers, in
just
those subs, on
standard
those
consolidation,
carriers,
chop,
warriors.
trapping players, and then we get the
I want to
bounce?
recognize our soldiers doing air defense.
Until
base
you get out
defense,
of a
QRF,
range, right? You are
warriors,
range
all
trading.
Every American involved in this
Breakout
operation
plays
performed
are risky. They can be
flawlessly.
juicy, but
I wanna
sometimes
give
it's best
recognition
to wait for
to
the
our allies
breakout
in
before you
Israel
make entry
well.
decisions, especially if you're in a
This is a
range
plan
like
that
this
took
for the last
months and weeks of positioning and
30
preparation
minutes.
so that we could be ready.
We
when
had that strong
the
ascending
President of the
channel.
United
Here's my
States
entry on the
called.
long with the
It took a
50-minute
great deal
opening
of
range
precision.
breakout, targeting that
involved
overnight high, which
misdirection
coincides with the
and
top of
the
this
highest
channel.
of
So
operational
captured 35
security.
points there, and then immediately
Our
we had a
B2
little
went in
push up,
and out,
and now we're in
downtown
consolidation.
Tehran, not Tehran, excuse me.
Trend is your friend.
In and out and back without the world.
Probabilities of this
knowing
continuing
at
to
all.
the upside is high,
And that way it was historic.
but
A strike that included the longest B-2
I'm a
Spirit
one and
bomber
done
mission
guy.
since 2001 and the first operational employment of the MOP, a massive ordnance penetrator. The mission demonstrated to the world the level of joint and allied integration that speak to the strength of our alliance and our joint forces. As President Trump has stated, the United States does not seek
that
war.
other
Let me be clear.
JC, good morning, brother.
We will act swiftly and decisively.
You must have had a
when our
nice
people,
day today with this
our
nice
partners,
directional move.
or our interests are threatened. Iran should listen to the President of the United States and know that he means it, every word. I want to give congratulations to our Commander-in-Chief. It was an honor to watch him lead.
I had my one and done
Great
trade,
American
so
warriors
I'm
on this successful operation.
done.
God bless our troops.
As much as I want to
God bless America.
trade some
and we
more,
give glory to God for his providence.
I'm gonna stick to the rules.
and
Took a
continue
nice
to ask for
35
his
point trade here,
The chairman.
playing the opening range breakout, using the bottom of this ascending channel, right to overnight high, right to the top of that, and called it. Now we're in a little bit of consolidation, and technically this could be bullish consolidation based on what we've seen so far, but I don't think I care. JC, how'd you do?
Strike against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. This was a
Well, how did everybody else do? I know everybody's kind of hopping on and off, but I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I know there's a lot of competition out there and a lot of traders to watch, so thank you.
Operator that made this mission possible. Their action
Oh, you sent me a report card. That usually means green, 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 and major green. Let's take a look at the report card.
Iran's nuclear weapons infrastructure. It was planned and executed across multiple domains and theaters with coordination.
God damn!
That our ability to project
Nicely done, nicely done.
speed and precision at the time and place. Of
Oh, so this was from last night. Okay, so you didn't trade today. You kept the wins, right? Okay.
Knowing the timing or nature of this plan.
Yeah, I passed some evals last night too on the bounce. So I'm getting back to my levels of PAs that I want with Apex. I passed some evals last night. Those are locked in. But today's trade, I did copy traded across PAs and some SIN funded. You're seeing the funded futures network chart. I did open some funded futures accounts this morning, taking advantage of that buy one, get one free, no activation fee. So you buy one, you get one free, and there's no activation fee on those accounts. So that's the chart you're looking at right now.
To the east with minimal.
Happy to hear, JC. Yeah, today was last night. As long as you weren't jumping into the open and thinking the world was going to end, last night was a nice long opportunity with confirmation, continuation. I mean, you literally had to hop on and you were golden. The only thing you can't do is hop on into the news and just blindly play price action.
What our joint force does better than anyone else in the world.
Do I have someone speaking? Oh, maybe I have Fox News open. I think I had the Fox News. Sorry about that. Thanks, PR. And yeah, anybody, whenever you guys hear something wrong with audio, I had the Fox News website open. Sorry about that. Very true, JC. PR, thanks, man. Yeah, I got to remember that anytime I open a browser, And actually, that's a good warning. Careful opening up other browsers while you're trading. I wish I had some more juice for you guys, but one and done. One and done. So we're going to continue here in this little, what is it, 40-point range. Because it's that tight, I would probably wait for the break. Watch out for fakes to the upside, or look above and fail, look below and fail. Obviously, it seems like a directional day, and logic and probability say we're going to continue to push to the upside, but probably wouldn't entertain that range. It's not yet. All right, well, think I'm good. This V bounce is what I'm biting my tongue. After Friday's attempt to long a directional play to the downside, hesitated, but again, you got to understand that directional plays are only 1 to 5% of the overall big picture. Most of your days around the open are going to be chop. You got to stick to the plan, even if you took some losses. There was no reason not to long at this level. It's a level that was tested multiple times. Hell, I even have it drawn out. Previous day low. For the day to turn bearish, we had to push and stay below previous day low. That was the clear indicator there. But hey, I'll take 35 points, $700 across all my accounts, and call it a day. If you're new to the stream, if you just hopped on, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. And more importantly, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post content. Big slowdown. I'm curious what's going to happen here. If we're going to, with this push, we're really going to continue to push up. How far? Or, if that's it, look above and fail that 950 area. And this is just topping. Then let's see what plays out today. Getting tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very tight candles. It's going to be explosive. Now that this tapering is really playing out of that ascending channel, this could be a short. You got a 20-point range, 40-point range that's been being battled. Tapering within channels is usually the identifier of a reversal. Let's see. Tight. This could be a good little learning lesson here on the tapering of that ascending channel and how accurate breakdowns occur when you have tapering within channels. Tight. Whew. Either direction, a pop is coming. Tighter and tighter. NASDAQ going nowhere. All right, the pop is forming. I'd say if NQ gets above 995 and positions, then you got the pop to the upside. If NQ pulls back below the 70 area, then danger zone, or we continue chop, just trapping players back and forth. I gotta text Jimmy Trades. I tell Jimmy Trades I took the opening range breakout play today. He loves those. NASDAQ going nowhere today. Or for the last 45 minutes going nowhere. That's tight. It's a band. Think of it as just the tightening of the band. The tighter it gets, tightens, and then boof, release. Up or down, we'll find out. I won't front run it though. I wouldn't front run it. Okay, pushing. Is it trapping everybody to the long, hinting the long, and then the flush to the downside? Nasty NASDAQ. JC, that other JC, according to your calculations, what you thinking, man? Pop to the upside? Not that I'm trading it, just curious what your thoughts are. For anybody who's tuned in at this point. Indecision across the board. All right, so looks like the bulls there. That's a strong, if you look at that 5-minute candle, that looks engulfing. Peter Chan. Yeah, 90. So we just pushed above that 95, which was where we were wicking to the top side. If we can hold there, I agree with you, Peter. What you got to look for is the look above and fail and trapping anybody there. But we got to hold above 95. 95 was a struggle zone going back to the initial part of this breakout, right? We popped, came right back down. If it does want to push up above 22,000, it'll do it with force, and then usually pops above a whole number, you know, at least 20, 30 points to the upside. There it is. I mean, if with this, what is it, 45 minutes of consolidation, if it does pop, then you're going to see at least 40-point move, right? You look at the top of this range to the bottom of this range, that's 40. So the expected move either direction is 40 points. Ah, the market beat me before I was able to do this. Ooh, watch for the look above and fail. Nice, Peter. Look above and fail, trapping, getting all the bulls excited. You got a directional day, and we'll pull it back on. That was a 20, that was a 30-point pullback to test the 9. Bulls aren't giving it up. Bears are nowhere to be seen yet. Oh, Peter, yeah, because you got to be careful with top one futures. I don't trade on top one. I don't recommend trading on top one. Top one futures, you got to hold your trades for 10 seconds or more. Ooh, trapping some. Just coming back for a bounce. So far, the 20, the 9 EMA and the 20 have been holding. But you can only hold for so long if there's no directional move. I'll be right back, guys. Ooh, look above and fail with 3 candles. Trapping. So this, I'm watching this because just for learning, right? You have a ascending channel, you have the tapering. Probabilities when you have tapering, that's the breakout. So I'm watching for this. It could go either way still. I mean, we can just come back, test this level, and pump back in. But just for long term, does the tapering of a channel truly indicate the reversal? Again, we're still range bound until we get out of that range. You shouldn't be thinking direction yet. At most, range trading or taking scalps at it, taking guesses in terms of direction. Especially when you're in the middle. Don't fiddle in the middle, you get burned. Anybody who shorted this breakout candle and didn't have a tight stop has decisions. If this is just a pullback to build some liquidity to the upside, Mo says 943. In other words, another test of the overnight high around that area. All right, so let's see. We're testing the middle of that range. Middle where that 980 has been providing was resistance. The beginning part of that range became support, tight support. Now, is it finally going to confirm the support to the upside, or we have further downside? Very tricky long. And if you are longing, you have to accept that you got to give it the full range. In other words, a stop entering on unless you're scalping, but if you're playing for, 30, 40, 50 points on this potential move, you got to be able to give it a stop below the range, right? Because at any point it can come back and test the overnight high and take the bounce. So if you're trying to long it multiple times, you might get stopped out, not realizing that the true test is down here. That was the breakout level, right? Right here. Tapering of channels usually signal reversals. That's why I'm very curious how this one is going to play out. Now, this was an extended tapering, but just for personal journaling and how aggressive in the future can I be on a tapered channel? Okay, now we're still range bound. I wouldn't call it up or down anyways yet. We can come back down and test the bottom of this range and push right back up. That's why longing up here, that's why I don't like to play those breakouts, because number one, you're waiting for that perfect timing for the push up. But you got to realize that if it's not going to happen, okay, so you put a 5-10 point stop, you can get stuck multiple times trying to long up here versus simply waiting for the pullback, right? Or if you're going for a 1 to 3 trade on this overall range, right? You're going for minimum 950, 960. You got to allow a stop, probably even below the overnight low, as your potential drawdown. So in that case, the long entry, the safer long entry, is waiting for a stronger pullback around here that allows you to have a stop somewhere around here. I mean, even at that point, any movement below the overnight high is confirmation for further downside. So that's why I don't like to long within ranges at the top. I'd rather, if you're going to play the range, you short tops, you long bottoms until you get out of the range. As far as I'm concerned, anybody that just tuned in, I'm a one and done trade for the day. I took the opening range breakout play, right? I For anybody who's not familiar with Quant Tower, this was my long entry. This was my exit. Quick 35 points with minimal drawdown, playing the opening range breakout along with the re-entry into this channel, and exited right above that channel and the overnight high. Did learn my lesson from last time. I exited a little earlier just because last week I got caught with missing a target by 2 ticks. But nonetheless, 35 points, $700 in the green per account. And still trapping. Still getting hopes up. Be right back. All right, did I miss anything? Okay, here we go. Another. Looks like NQ wants to push down now. Take a stronger pullback. That 950 over the overnight high could be the bounce area. But again, it's tricky because with ranges you play, anytime you have a range, you short the highs, long the bottoms, but this has been extended. I think at this point you're waiting for the breakout confirmation. Or we do what NQ has been doing for the last week or two, right? You have a strong directional move during the open, and then you're stuck in a range for 30, 40 points. Wow, is it going to give it all back? The bears now, I mean, this was tight. Whatever is going to happen. This expected move or the safe TP applies to the downside as well. So if the breakout didn't happen in this direction, are we looking at it this way? Or just another range trap and go right back up. Peter, where is your VWAP level? I haven't had a chance to take a look at my trading view. What is your VWAP level? It looks like I'm having issues with VWAP, which now that I'm done trading, I may have to spend some time today fixing my VWAP. What VWAP levels do you guys have? $71.25. Okay, good. That's where I'm at. Okay. Looks like it was the holiday. I guess TradingView doesn't update VWAP on the holiday as quickly. Okay, 871. Yep, that's where I'm at. Okay, good. I was a little nervous today with VWAP because last week I got called out for having a wrong VWAP level, but I guess it's related to the holiday. TradingView doesn't update during the holiday, which is crazy. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate you. All right, for anybody new tuning in, so far a one and done trade. I took the 15-minute opening range breakout, nice little long for 35 points. So right now, $700 in the green across each account copy traded. Waiting for potential other setup, or just call it a day with 35 points, one and done trade. I don't rotate accounts, so I usually copy trade them all at once. I tried the rotating accounts and got burned pretty quickly. So Mo is looking at this area for a long. In other words, we just basically came back to the bottom of that range and we'll come right back up. Let's see how it plays out. We do have VWAP and the pivot point down at 875 area, 870 to 875 area. VWAP 871.25. And yes, the overnight high right here at 950. Moving slow, moving slow. So again, if we start looking at channels, right, we got tight channel. The tighter the channel, the stronger the breakout. Based on the tightness of this, you can have literally the bull flag right there, and you're coming down here for now the final push to the upside, and a clear bull flag formation right there for the push to the upside. Let's see. So it trapped up here, it trapped up here. Again, you're range bound trading until you get out of it or wait for the breakout. The tighter the channel, the quicker the breakout. Ascending channels or bull flags break, probabilities are they break to the upside. Descending channels break to the upside. Ascending channels to the downside. The bull flag, bear flag. Bulls did bring it back into range. So for now, bears unable to flush below the bottom of that range. Now we go back. And we can do this all day long. Up and down. That's what happened Friday, just an extended version. Friday we went up to, I think it was a 910, 920 area, flushed back down, came back up to 910, 920, flushed back down. Even towards the end of the day, you had that crazy move to the upside. But 910, 920 area was the resistance on Friday. Either way, if you long the overnight high, you're still about nice 30 points. It was still a nice long. And again, trapping, right? You got to learn to identify these ranges and realize the risk where the better entries are, right? You short tops, you long bottoms until you get out of the range, and probably not do it more than once or twice. because eventually it'll break. But you're safer playing the inverse of channels. You're safer shorting here, tight stop, long, either ride it for the breakout of the channel or just ride it to the top of that channel or wherever you feel comfortable, and then wait for the breakout. And this is no surprise. This is a repeat of price action going for now almost 2 weeks, where NQ gives us the nice directional move for the first half hour, an hour, and then you're stuck in a 50-point range for a good part of the rest of the day. If you're lucky, you get another move. I mean, we've had days where it's a 15 range for the rest of the day, and a couple pops, a couple look above and fails, look below and fails, and right back to range. So you got one attempt, 2 attempts, third attempt shorting here. Ooh. I think at this point you got to consider that the breakout may be forming. But NQ loves, this is an extended channel. This is especially coming out of this nice ascending channel. I expected a stronger move in either direction already, but $40-point range. Crazy. Obviously the 1 minute looks choppy. The 5 minute, the 5 minute looks like you're forming the breakout, right? Let's take a look at the 5 minute. You had wick, nasty wicks, and finally seeing some green or bullish formation. If we take a look at the 15 minute though, 15-minute complete chop up there. Boom, 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 right? It's the chop zone. That's where the tilt happens. It's a nice bounce though. It's a clean one. Got to be careful for the fake out. Mo, did you take that long? You must be nicely in the green if you took this long. Nasty NASDAQ going nowhere for the last hour 15 minutes now. Range bound. Faking to the upside, faking to the downside, but this looks like a nice clean directional move. But if it's just a channel fill, a range fill, then we come right back down. Or that could be the bull flag right there, and boom. Either way, I'm done. I'll take my green and walk out. So for anybody new to the stream or just hopping on, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. More importantly, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post content. That helps the algo, the channel. Today, just one and done trade. Played the 50-minute opening range breakout for 35 points in the green. That's about $700 across each account. Copy traded today. And as of now, that's it. Calling it a day. Then we got into, we came, tested overnight high, we pushed above it and got immediately into a chop zone. NQ in a 40-point range, trying to figure out the next move. Had some nasty 5 minutes, nasty 15-minute. Now the 30-minute is looking bullish, but we shall see. For me, like I said, I don't rotate accounts. I copy trade them all at once. And captured 35 points here, so $700 in the green, live on all the accounts I'm copy trading. Today I added 2 accounts, funded futures network with their buy one get one free. So nice little start with those. And last night I passed some Apex evals. So building my PAs. Hopefully we get some payouts in the next 2 weeks. Still range bound. Another tight little price action here. So we've seen that for now 2 weeks, or close to 2 weeks. Strong, juicy directional play during the open in the first hour, and then you're stuck in a 40-50 point range for the majority of the rest of the day with some fake outs at the top, fake outs at the bottom, and who knows. Will it break out of that range? Let's see. As far as looking at the open, the previous day low or Friday's low was clearly a nice entry here for a long. This long played out nicely. I was a little hesitant. I paid dearly on Friday trying to long a directional move to the downside. Didn't want to get caught in the same trap, but you also got to realize that directional plays at the open don't happen more than 1, maybe to 5% of the time. 95% of the time or more during the open, you're having chop, right? So as long as you're playing levels and you're watching levels, this was a clear long. I'll take it. I'll take the miss. Building the confidence after some mistakes made on Friday. Then realized, okay, we have the 15-minute opening range. I didn't take the trade on the first break into it. Waited for the test. Entered on the ORB or opening range breakout, the 50-minute opening range breakout, and captured 35 points there. And that's where I'm at. Sounds good, Peter. I'll take a look for sure, brother. And what Peter's talking about, Top 1 Futures has a rule that your trades have to be 10 seconds or more, or they take out the profits. I don't trade Top 1 Futures for a number of reasons, but in general, you got to make sure that each prop firm, you're aware of the rules. Every single prop firm has different rules. Top 1 has made a decision on micro scalping. Your trades have to be held for more than 10 seconds. Otherwise, they remove the profits. Reminds me of Tick Tick Trader. Tick Tick Trader at the beginning had that 10-second micro scalping rule. Traders complained, and initially your account was blown. If you took a trade under 10 seconds, your account was blown. Then they adjusted and they made it a soft breach. In other words, you couldn't trade for the rest of the day, and then they eventually took it out. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, what do we got? Did I miss anything? Did I miss the move? No. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. I was done within 30 minutes of the open. Geo stock, what is the average time from evals to PAs? Depends. So if I'm trading my evals because I copy trade, remember I don't rotate accounts. So usually I'll just throw in evals into the copy trade along with PAs or sim funded. So they're being traded the same way I trade a PA or a funded. So it could take 10, 15 days because I trade 150Ks only. If I'm short, in other words, if I only have an eval or so, or, and I want to play or gamble, then, I could pass in 2 or 3 days. It all depends on what I'm doing. But as far as the live trading that you see here, I copy trade evals along with PAs. So you're not going to see the crazy trading. If I want to grab an eval for, I don't know, I'm in the mood to do CPI or PPI, it's different trading, but that's more aggressive trading to pass. In general, though, with 150Ks, with Apex or any other prop, it takes me about 10 to 15 days for a PA to get to profit levels. Geo stock, 20 plus accounts, mix of evals and PAs, mix of prop firms as well. Today, since last night I passed the last bit of Apex evals. Today I opened up some my funded futures, buy one get one free, and I started those today. But I trade multiple props, copy trading through Quant Tower on Rhythmic and Tradesyncer for Tradeify. What I don't do is rotate. I don't copy trade 2 or 3 accounts and then copy trade. Some traders have been very successful. I tried that. For me, it just turned into losses, or just confusion throughout the day. So I do better copy trading them all, but that's just me. But that's also why you see me do a one and done trade. The less I'm exposed to the market, the better my accounts will do long term. So after capturing 35 points here, realizing that I missed the long entry here, I wasn't going to push my luck. 35 points for today, $700 on each account. I'm okay. Tomorrow will be another day. All right, so the range continues. Yeah, man, I admire players that can rotate accounts. It's a profitable game. I've seen other streamers how they do it, and it's very profitable. I tried it. I prefer one and done. Technically, today I was done with all of my accounts within the first 30 minutes, and that's usually what you see when I live stream, right? I try to do 1, 2, maybe 3 trades. If I get into tilt, you'll see 4 and 5, but usually within the first hour. All right, so that range continues to play. No surprise, we've seen that for the last close to 2 weeks. NQ, big directional move or moves during the first hour of the open, and then you're stuck in a range. Maybe in the afternoon you get another play. Sometimes it just gets dragged out, and that's what it's been doing. Careful getting stuck in that range in the chop. Faking out, faking out. But I am done, guys. Anybody that just tuned in, I did do one trade for 35 points, captured $700 on each account, and I'm calling it. Thank you for everyone that tuned in today. You'll see me every day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. If you're wondering about my times, I live stream from Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind. But that is pretty much it. I like to stick to the rules, realizing that I missed this entry because of, you know, some fear, some hesitation based on last week trying to long flush to the downside. You got to understand directional moves only happen about 1 to 5% of the time. 95% of the time plus, you're gonna have some type of bounce. It's only very few times you get directional plays with continuation on the open, and I got caught pretty badly on Friday, recovered later in the day if you watch the Saturday video, but you can't, I have to work on sticking to the strategy. This was the long. You can't let fear or hesitation because you lost get you. It's all right. I understood that the bias was bull bias. Then I watched for this red line is the top of the 15-minute opening range. This is the bottom. Watched that first candle, didn't enter there, waited for the pullback and the push, entered on that 15-minute opening range and opening range breakout, captured 35 points, and that's the trade for me, at least for now. The better trade obviously was this one, but we'll slowly regain the confidence. No need to beat myself up. I hope everybody else is in the green. I hope you guys captured some nice trades as well. That is it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I might hop on tonight for the Asia session a little bit, but thanks for tuning in. Feel free to share my YouTube with your trading buddies. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified. Ooh, here we go. Is this going to be finally the breakout? That's an extended one, or, you know, just continuation of a range. All right, guys, talk to you later. Thanks again for tuning in. Let me stick to the guns. Let me close it before I get FOMO'd into plays. Laters.